Buddy, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. With that, let's get out to venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Standing by with the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Josh Lambo now ready to put this one in the air. And off we go from Soldier Field. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former third-round pick back in 2012, and that's the quarterback, Nick Foles.
Love his build, love his arm. Had a Pro Bowl season with the Philadelphia Eagles, looking to scale those heights once again.
Here we go. Ready? 54 miles. You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Now Foles. Open man is Trey Burton. And all the way down to the 35. A huge play there right off the bat. 41 yards. That's some early fireworks on the first play from scrimmage.
The last fireworks I saw, July 4th, okay? Here they are celebrating the start of this game the exact same way. Explosive right out of the gate.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Here's the first carry for Tariq Qohen. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Foles. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
Brandon, lest my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
180. 54. Mike, 54. We got to get up to go.
from the red zone now. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's going to be caught. And he'll be out of bounds. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Good. 180.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Here's Foles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
They'll run on 2nd down with Qohen. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, 6th-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
Ready, ready. 10-2 stop. We own it. We own it. Shoot.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big run by the big man Fournette. Give him 52 yards on the ground. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Minshew, 1st and 10. Completes it to Lee. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. A shotgun give to Fournette. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And here are the Chicago defensive starters.
Robert Quinn gets to the quarterback as well as any defensive end in the league. A lot of it goes back to his high school wrestling background. He understands leverage and hands as well as anyone.
So 3rd and goal. The defense in the dime.
Can still bring pressure.
Here's Minshew. He completes it to Westbrook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lambo will put this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes this offense again, led by Trey Burton. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the number one option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all three will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Stop your whining.
Now a shotgun handoff to Qohen. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Be alert, be alert.
3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Qohen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
First down, a run with Qohen. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Off the toss, Qohen. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Qohen. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On play action, they'll throw. And he completes it to Qohen. Oh, Qohen lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Jacksonville set to roll again on the offensive side of things. You know, you and I talked about these Jaguars on this broadcast before the season started, and we thought there's a wide range of possible outcomes for them, from 12-4 to 4-12. Well, unfortunately, at 6-10, they were closer to the latter.
And I do believe we were leaning towards that. I didn't expect them to be division champs. I definitely didn't expect 6-10, though. And this is a team that should be better than that. It looks like they're trying to solve whatever level of confusion there is in their front office. They made some changes there. But the head coach, Doug Marrone, will return and have an opportunity to get things corrected and get them back to playing football like they did a couple seasons ago when they went to the AFC Championship game.
One thing, though, Charles, they didn't lack for intrigue with Foles going out, Minshew coming in. And
Foles went out week 1.
Yeah, that was early.
First quarter.
And then you had Jalen Ramsey getting shipped out of town out west, so there were a lot of storylines.
There certainly were, but I say the number one storyline when you're looking for the positive, Gardner Minshew, 6th-round pick out of Washington State. Minshew mania takes over not just Jacksonville, but in a lot of ways the entire NFL. And now my understanding is that his offseason, he's going to spend part of it on an RV trip across America. Go get him, Gardner.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. On 2nd down, Minshew. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne and try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab it, and that'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bears take over. You know, CD, as Chicago gets in gear for this next drive, you think about the 12-4 season that this franchise had in 2018. That was going to be hard to follow in 2019, but finishing 8-8, a much maligned 8-8 with a lot of boos cascading through Soldier Field, probably not how they envisioned 2019.
Not even close. And remember, they were the first game out of the gate for the 2019 season, opening at home on a Thursday night in the 100th season of the NFL against Green Bay. And that game was an offensive nightmare really for both teams, but Green Bay made more plays, ended up winning an ugly affair. Chicago was 29th on offense for the season. If they finish 15th or better, this team's clearly in the playoffs and dangerous and a threat to go to the Super Bowl. But 29th, even with that great defense, gave themselves no chance. And remember, they're committed to their quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, who struggled again in 2019.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run. This is Qohen. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Open man there is Patterson, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Draw play, Qohen. And he loses the football a second time. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Check. Watch the before. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
On second down now. It's Qohen. And he's going to get this one down to the 45.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Bears on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Foles going to come up now, 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. They'll set up a throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 2nd down, it's Qohen, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
On second and goal, Foles. And that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass, and the Bears have taken the lead. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield and get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. Throwing on first down is Minshew. Lee's got it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Minshew. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Kyle Fuller there defensively.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
On second and 10, it's Minshew. Incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So now third and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Minshew sets to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Lee, 54 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
They'll start things on first with Qohen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. This one into the hands of Burton. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Foles now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Now Foles. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Foles. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson. 56 yards as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 17-10 score. A drive there of just 4 plays, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Tempo. Right there, 54 miles.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That is caught by Qohen. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Eddie Goldman busting through to get him for a loss of 6. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards, the final tally. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So I'm wondering if they're going to note that, and next time just go ahead and bring that pressure.
Ready up.
59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's got his tight end, O'Shaughnessy. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Down. 90, Wolf.
59. Crunch time, defense.
Shoot.
Now on 2nd and 13. Minshew, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The kick by Lambeau is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Qohen. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Foles. And this is going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end. And now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Minshew. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone, so they could use something here on third down. Again, it's Qohen, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. It's taken to the 26. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. He's got Burton here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Foles now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Come get some. Come on here. Come on.
Now they'll run it with Qohen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch 54. I got one.
Here we go.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete to Robinson.
Here comes the ball.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. This is Qohen on the toss. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check safety.
On 1st down, they go right back to Qohen. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Got you, boy.
On 2nd down now. It's Qohen. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
On 3rd down, a run with Qohen. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 44 yards away. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Bring it out.
Out of the gun is Minshew. He's going to be driven down. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF Bull.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Here we go, D. All day, defense down.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw it, Minshew. The open man is Shark. It's complete. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Let's go.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Let's go now. 8, read.
Check, no. On the army.
Mike, check.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, 51 yards. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
The receivers have been running them ragged, maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They've got a chance to take the lead.
Lambo on for the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this is caught at the 20. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 57 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. This is Qohen. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
That's what I'm talking about.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. 2nd and 15. He finds Robinson, and he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw here. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Minshew sets to throw. The open man is Westbrook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Ready. 60 or.
My spot 9.
Let's go.
Now Minshew. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On the handoff, it's Qohen. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So now the Jags down by a field goal. And time, a huge factor. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
On the ready.
58 to Mike.
Defense.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
He'll look to throw. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got one timeout left. Want to save it.
Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. He's back to throw. He's got his tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to potentially send us to overtime. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Here's Foles. This one into the hands of Burton. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Foles. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Qohen. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And now out come the Jags. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime. Looking long for Westbrook. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Minshew. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Logan Cook now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Check. Let's go one more. Slam.
They'll start with a give to Qohen. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. This being their second opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says Playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Showed some flash on the run, but he will be brought down shy of his 10. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
It's complete to Robinson, and he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Able to avoid him at the 40. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators would rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll run with Fournette. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. He'll find O'Shaughnessy open left side. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Fournette. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
18 Gator. 59. It's going to be a long day. Ready?
Again, it's Fournette. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So now the onus will fall on the shoulders of Josh Lambo. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So now the onus will fall on the shoulders of Josh Lambo. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And that will break our tie and give him a 3-point lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.